I want to go back to Marvel Stadium on Friday night. This was the Bulldogs up against Geelong. A really pivotal game for both clubs, given that both want to sort of press their claim for the top four, but also to stay in the damn eight.
Yeah, I was there to watch this one live, TJ, and Geelong were on and the Dogs were right off. They didn't allow the Dogs to play that handball link-up game in the first quarter, and they hunted them. They smashed them through the midfield, and then the back line looked really, really vulnerable for mine. I thought Gardner played Hawkins from in front. Alex Keith really struggled with Jeremy Cameron. I thought they got their matchups wrong, and then it was 6 goals for to pretty much nothing early on, and it was game over, Kane. So I thought the Cats were brilliant the other night. I've been hard on them. That was a really good performance.
Yeah, I just can't trust the Western Bulldogs. Not for the first time this year. I'm going to stand at the plasma and talk about what a big story this is. Grand final last year too. 6-6 over the halfway point of the year, and only one win against top 8 sides. You can't start a game like this on Friday night footy with a game that means so much to you on this stage. This is a kick-out. Teams score 1 per 13 kick-outs. That's a score. Geelong Footy Club scored 2 goals from kick-outs in the first quarter alone. That's just far too easy to play against. That's Cameron. He kicked 6 on the night. This is why. Because no one put a glove on him from a kick-out. He's up at the contest and he just drifts back, uncontested mark inside 50. This is the first game. We saw what Melbourne did in the grand final to the Western Bulldogs out of the centre bounce. Look at that. Easy. Bailey Smith was on the wrong side. He needed to be protecting that dangerous space. So there's another goal. 3 in the first 4 minutes of the game. Here we go again. Another goal from a kick-out. Williams missed spoil. How sloppy were the Western Bulldogs on Friday night? 3 kicks goal here. Hawkins, just too easy over the back once again. We've already seen that already in the first 5 minutes of this game. Give Cameron that time and space inside 50, then that's why he will kick 6 goals. I could have shown you a number of kicks like this. Sloppy with the ball. Keith Turner, who's that too? This is early stages of the game. This is how they started. That's why they conceded 7 goals in the first quarter. That's why their forwards had so much space to work in, and that's why the game was over at quarter time. Don't worry about the fight back. This was a Western Bulldogs side who you cannot trust. And then there's other just little examples. This wraparound handball. He's a left footer. You get a handball to close there, easy goal. Well, same thing to Duncan as well that I could have shown. So just the amount of times the Western Bulldogs were off in this first quarter is a Luke Beveridge issue, and he's had a really poor year as coach of this footy club. Brownie, you want to talk about Aaron Norton?
Yeah, it's good vision, Kane, because there was so much space at one end of the ground, as we just saw. So Cameron and also Hawkins had so much space to work into. So Aaron Norton at the other end, they went in with a plan. Let's have a look at the targets where they were the other night. Dogs targets inside. Aaron Norton was targeted 12 times. Riley West, I thought he played a really good game, Riley West, but you don't want to have him as your second option going in forward 50, and Cody Weightman 5 times. Now, we've heard about the Bermuda Triangle. It was more like the Kadynya Triangle the other night for the Cats, because they thought, OK, who's going to take this game away from us? It's going to be Aaron Norton. So what do? We put 3 players around him to make sure he can't impact this game. Let's have a look at the inside 50s that were targeted at Norton all night. So you've got lots of Geelong players always around Aaron Norton. He just couldn't get a look at the football all night. This happened time and time again. Here's the Kadynya Triangle. Again, 3 players around Norton. Can't take that mark. Gets a free kick on that occasion. Again, 3 players. I call it the Kadynya Triangle. You can use that if you like, Damo, at any point. This is the Kadynya Triangle again. 3 players every time around Norton. How do you get the football? Where are the other players? Where are the other targets? Again, this is an easy entry inside forward 50, but what do we see? We see the Kadynya Triangle up there, so Aaron Norton just has no opportunity to get on the end of this. And then this last one, this is what happened all night. 3 players there, the Kadynya Triangle. Aaron Norton, he worked hard, but he just couldn't get past it.
OK, I didn't quite catch. I think you might have mentioned there earlier in the piece, Kadynya Triangle. This is the said triangle.
Your kids do that this morning, Trevor?
What I asked for was just a board that said the Kadynya Triangle. I didn't ask for a triangle.
Why is it missing bits at the top?
I didn't do the graphic, TJ,
that was
did I?
amazing vision. Yeah. That was, I mean, as good a vision as we've seen this year, just but that let you down.
That was a negative. That was a positive.
Hey, can we talk about the man that played on Aaron Norton, though, de Conning? What a player he's becoming, and I think now he goes into favouritism for the rising star. Yeah, I think that, everyone's spoken about Dacos and Newcombe, but this guy's on another level. Like, he's a key
What are you seeing, Auto? For someone who's come up against regularly this type of player in your career, what are you witnessing?
Well, I'm seeing athleticism that you rarely see. A lot of them, just the marking ability, and knowing when to spoil, when to go for his marks. speed off the mark.
It was one-on-one there for a lot of the night,
exactly.
wasn't it?
And so that's where he was getting beaten early on with one-on-ones. Now he's winning the one-on-ones, but then plucks marks. They're the worst defenders to play on, blokes that can pluck marks like he can.
And I think deconing, I think his mum and dad might have been on Channel 7, and I think mum might have explained it's like ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Deconing.
Yep.
Deconing, as opposed to...
204 centimetres too. He's going to pose a lot of problems. High drama at three-quarter time when Bailey Smith and Zach Toohey went at it. And it was Toohey who lent his head into Smith initially, but then Smith retaliated with that. And as we've seen, the Matchroom office has deemed that, TJ, to be a 2-week ban for Smith, which I think will take in a heartbeat, not even consider it. That's the effect it had on Zach Toohey. But to me, the act of headbutting, I feel there's a loading on the actual act itself. And look, the two players were fine post-match. Zach Toohey spoke post-match. He didn't have an issue with it. But I just feel that had it been someone else, potentially, and the one we always talk about is...
You're throwing to your own tweet?
Well, I'm not throwing to it. It's just come up. Someone else has to throw to it.
You're saying if that was Toby, I feel like 2's about right for the contact that was made. I'm not upset with 2.
Even with it being a headbutt.
Yeah, I know a headbutt is ugly, but it's still got to be a severe offence to get 4. But are you saying
I think it should
wasn't
have been
enough?
4. Yeah,
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Well, the act of a headbutt, TJ, I mean, is that the image you want? I mean, poor old Marlon Pickett 3 weeks ago for basically bracing for contact with Dylan Moore from Hawthorn got a week. Now, was it only double that appearance, a penalty, I feel? Because that was an intentional act.
I don't know if you can compare the two, to be honest.
Well, you can compare the two with the match sanction of being 1 week for Pickett and 2 on something that was intentional and I think is as ugly a look as we've seen on the ground this year.
Just want to take a look at Cody Weightman, because I had an issue with this when I played in my game, and it's a hard habit to break. So that's the exaggeration of contact there. We've seen it before, and the umpire doesn't pay it. The problem now for Cody is that when he deserves a free kick, the umpires are right there and they're not paying it. So that's clearly a free kick which he got on the night, but there were others, including this, which probably could have been a free kick if he had not accentuated the contact. And there was another one later in the game where he copped one across the face, but the umpires are now aware of it. So
you're saying they're adjudicating on the back
I think they're adjudicating, saying we're going to judge you more harshly than others because of the reputation that you've got, and it's a hard spot to be in, and it's a habit that he must break because a lot of the stuff he does, he's going to be a very good player. You just love to see him get that.
How do you get out of that?
Game.
I did it. We went through it bad, and then obviously it sticks with you forever. And you've just got to. I think he's not playing as well as he could because of the accentuation. He's not probably staying in the contest for as long, and I think that's what he's got to get back to, being as strong as he can in the contest, because he's going out of the contest too often. He's a good high-quality player.
He's a good contest him up.
So yeah.
The Cats were required to rejig significantly down back when Tom Stewart actually cannoned into Bailey Smith early in the game. There's no issue there from a Matchroom office issue, but it really rattled him, and he couldn't get up initially. Was taken down to the rooms and then was shown the actual incident himself, and upon being shown it, he was subbed out of the game where Quentin Knuckle came on. But again, it made the win more meritorious that they had to cover for him from early in the first quarter.
Yeah, what are you seeing with the Cats, Lordo? I mean, because we've spoken about them a lot. They continually surprise me. I feel like they would have surprised you with where you had them, but they're going to finish top 4 on the back of wins like that.
They are. They went win-loss for 6 weeks, so I was really critical of that. Then they beat Port and Adelaide both at home, and I thought, I'm not ready for that, but I love what I saw the other night. That first quarter was electric, and big-time players, isn't it? They've got big-time players everywhere, and DeConing doing what he's doing, I think that... and Stanley played... a
very good
big game as well, which is what they've been crying out for. So I think with Brownie, top 4 for the Cats now.
OK, just before we move on, you had another observation.
No, I didn't, Tony.
Hang on, let me tell you what's happened here. So Nathan's been sitting here with this look of fear on his face, pointing at the thing that says Nathan.
Number 22.
And you've got no idea what it is.
No idea.
Well, let's roll it and we'll just talk to it anyway, shall we? This is, I think, you'll find our great mate Billy Brownless in the box.
Oh, there he is.
Celebrating
his brother. That's right. Look at him. Good on you, Bill.
And you know what? He obviously had a pretty big night, but he still would have had that same volume of night if he was still working here, albeit on Friday night.